today to celebrate our life. Do you know what it is to be an embodied God? Come on, celebrate with us today. Get out that seat, move your body. We love you. Be a soul clap.
How am I living? Am I the God I'm supposed to be?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
How do I function? Whatever challenges me, I keep my center, wear my crown, but still heart keeps life going round.
I am the light that shines at the end. I'll reach out my hand, never hesitate to be a friend. I am always forgiving, no complaining and no fear. Incorruptible, indestructible. I am all set and new. All set. I'm impartial to anyone and new. All set. I live to harmonize my everything.
No anger, no emotion, no selfishness.
I live to give, so that all of life is blessed. I plant a grain of corn for the child I know will be born. Yet tomorrow, he's gone, working together, feed every need. We are one. This is unity.
Ancestor of ancestors, King of kings, I rule the earth. I was like
Into 14 pieces. 14 pieces.
Love must fill every cup of my rebirth. I'm always forgiving, no complaining, and no fear.
Incorruptible, indestructible. I am all set. I knew. All set. Impartial to anyone need. And new. All set. I live to harmonize my everything.
No anger, no emotion, no selfishness.
I live to give, so that all of life is blessed. The only thing
That separates
the whole from the parts is emotion and conditioning that move us into heart. My sacrifice, anger, and selfishness and conditionings right now and here are new minutes and knocking minds. Everybody to all say. Oh, say. And new. Oh, say. I live to harmonize every being.
So that if you know that you're a divine being having a human experience, say it, who go say it.
And who go say?
You know that you are the
Talk
vehicle
about
which
it.
God expresses itself. Say it, who go say it.
And who go say?
Get your life and say it, who go say
And who go
it.
say?
Peace and blessings.
Oh, say.
Music like that, I could be a DJ, I think. All right, family, peace and blessings. Head to Pooh. How is everybody tonight? Let's see who is in the house. I see some Assyrians in the house. Who says Enuko Ser? This cycle, huh? All right, Sister Effie, I see you. Ketnu Nefer, Brother Willard, Marilyn Nadal. Let's see, our Aretha's in the house. She's in my state, Pennsylvania. And Kai's with us. All right, we got a nice full house tonight, Sharice. The ever-present Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown getting around. Sister Tata, welcome. We got Houston on YouTube, okay. Carlton, always on the case. Maurice, all right. Yes, it's a fresh cut, brother, you know. It was getting out of control for a minute there. And we got Laurent, yeah, fortunately, it's still growing, right? Stefu Tepra, New Jersey, joy and happiness, all right. We have Perry, we have Sylvia, we have Dharma, all right, in the Carolinas. Stefan, Shechem on Facebook, I see you. Carlos, and we have, oh, my sister Carrie Owens, yes. And we have Taki on our YouTube. We want to welcome our people on YouTube, everybody on YouTube. I see Brother Carlton Inez, Angels on YouTube with us. Thank you so much for being there. Give us a like on the channel. And we have the ever-present Brother Suleiman on Facebook, always doing that good work of promoting our spiritual culture, our spirituality, and who we are, and what is our contribution to the world. So if we haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is M. Tehuti Khamau. I'm your host on the Kamitic Legacy stream. And tonight, you're stuck with just me. This is a quick session 4 to help us to consolidate the work that we did in the Ausar Cycle, and also to talk to those of you who are brand new. Some folks just joined us this month, actually this week, and some of you might have just jumped on, seeing us on Instagram and Facebook, and we want to let you know what's going on. So for those of you, Tepu and Chelapiani, and for those of you that are just passing through and checking us out, we want to make you aware of the powerful resources that we have now to help you with your spiritual growth, with your personal growth and development, and with your survival and flourishing in these very interesting times that we find ourselves in. And the Spirit definitely has the answers. The Spirit has the wisdom. The Spirit has the power. Peace and blessings, Goyo and Marcus. You know, the Spirit has the wisdom and the power. And we've been blessed to have a tradition that opens us up to the highest aspects of spirituality. So that's what tonight is about. Okay, Roberto, I see you on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. Hetepu, peace and blessings. So yes, welcome everybody coming on in. I see we have almost 200 in our webinar room, and for many of you, this is a refresh. I want to make folks aware of our total system. So tonight, we're going to talk about a little bit about, you know, a spiritual system and what it is that we are putting together. And yes, Brother Willard, the Ausar cycle is ending. We're going into the autumnal equinox. That's right on time, right? And these cycles have a lot to do with spirituality, the understanding of cycles. So what we're going to talk a little bit about today is that we have the elements of a complete spiritual cultivation and success system that we are now rolling out. It's still not fully complete. When you see the whole thing, you're going to be very, very excited. But all these parts work together. And we wanted to take about an hour tonight just to explain the interrelationship. And most importantly, talk about Ausar and how important your work with Ausar is, and how to carry forward the things that you learned in this cycle. And again, if you're just dropping in and you're just, or maybe you're one of our couple thousand people that we have in our free session that deals with Amen. This is how to help to inform you about, what's the overarching system and goal, and how does it work together, and how do you carry it forward? Because the work that we do on Ausar is central to success in every aspect. And you don't want to leave this Ausar cycle. Even those of you that are 100%ers, you went through all 3 sessions. You've been doing your meditation. Who's a 100%er in here? Just put 100. Put 100 in the chat for me, please. Put 100 in the chat. And if you have any testimonials about what it was like, this Ausar cycle, by 100, I mean, you were fortunate. You were here at the very beginning. You attended the first session. Okay, Sharon, I know you were 100. Marilyn, Janice, very good. You attended session 1. You took notes. You went back. You listened again and again. You reviewed it. You made sure you understood the information. You did the assignment. Okay, Sa'on Nefer, Carlos 100, Adwele, excellent. Quran 100. That's what I'm talking about. And then session 2, you were there for the guided group meditation. All right, Joan, for the guided group meditation. Or if you weren't in the right time zone, you just replayed it, and then you got that track and you did your meditation every day, like Carlton and Kai, every day. It was only like less than 30 minutes, right? So let's get rid of the excuses. 30 minutes. 20 minutes meditation per day. Effective meditation will change your life, change your situation, change your feelings in 21 days straight, change your life in 90 days. And if you go completely around the circle like that, you're going to be very different. Your circumstance is going to be very different, like Sylvia, right on, and Akwe 100. And then you came back in session 3 and you shared in some of the powerful testimonials that we had. And then we did a meditation at the end of session 3 to kind of consolidate our, all right, BK and Quran, that's right. It will change your life in 90 days. So you took session 3 and now you're just pumped, you're just in a powerful place because you do this 21 days straight. Meditation is not a problem. You go into the meditation state quickly, right? Give me those chi signs if you can relate to that. Now you've been meditating with us, and it only takes you a couple of breaths, a couple of chants, a few minutes, and boom, you are in the alpha brainwave state. You are in the meditation state. You're feeling the energies, the chi. You're relaxed. You're feeling that inner peace, right? Because that's what happens. You can do it very quickly. So that's where you are now. And what we want to talk about is how do we take that and carry it forward to make sure, that we take it through the rest of the year, right, Carlton? So we're going to talk about the Maat 11 laws on demand modules, and that's the purpose of those. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But we're thankful to have Raul Nefer Menes put this system together. So what I want to share with you right now, for those of you that are brand new to this information, to this understanding, right, is that we have come through the Ausar cycle. Let me get the right slide here to explain this properly. Oh, I don't see it. We have come through the Ausar cycle, and every month, let's go here. Here we go. So every month, what we're doing is we're taking advantage of the lunar cycle. What's the lunar cycle? It's the reason we have a society that organizes itself in what they call months. But the month is not the calendar month. This is not the 18th day of the month. The month is actually starting on the new moon and going until the next new moon, and it's 29 days or so. But this month has a powerful effect on your mentality, your awareness, your mind, your receptivity, and things happen. You receive insights. Certain what you would call coincidences happen in these lunar cycles, which our ancient ancestors, cataloged and codified into an understanding that reflects itself in what we refer to as astrology, right? But where's the quote from the man? Got where I put it. There it is. Boom. The hidden inner secret of the zodiac. So this is our spiritual teacher. Welcome. Welcome if you're brand new. This is the Kamitic Legacy channel. Our spiritual teacher is Ra'u Nefer Amen, the author of the Medunate series, 40 other books, over 100 meditation musical compositions. And he says here in one of the sessions that we had, when you study and practice Kundalini yoga, you heard of the chakras, the chakra systems, right? Right? Some of you might not be familiar with the word Kundalini, or even know that yoga, when you're talking about chakras, the so-called third eye and the heart chakra and all that, that this is part of the yogic system from India, which is properly called Indus Kush, the ancient civilization. There's actually 14 chakras, not just 5 or not just 7. And you can learn more about that in Ra'u Nefer Amen's book, The Light on Kundalini Yoga. So he's referring to chakras here. And he says, when you study the practice of Kundalini Yoga to awaken the forces in the chakras, it is the same as working with the quote unquote neteru. The neteru is a Kamitic, that's an ancient Egyptian word. It is the plural of neter, which has to do with your natural faculties of your spirit or aspects of the Holy Spirit of God. So he says it's the same as working with the neteru of ancient Kemet. The Paut neteru follow the cycle that is really the hidden inner secret of the zodiac. The zodiac is not just the influences of the planets, but a chronicling of the cycles of the faculties of the spirit. Okay, that's a deep way of saying that for most of us, what we know or think we know about astrology is just a fragment of a masterful science. And when you think about it, if you do know anything about astrology, not necessarily in the technical sense, but just in terms of life experience, right? You say, oh yeah, this person's an Aries and they have this kind of energy and this kind of talent, and don't rub them the wrong way because they're very direct, blah, blah, blah. And this person's a Gemini and they have this duality. And, if you've experienced that in your life, you may have been struck with wonder as to how it is that something so simple as the time and day and date of the month that you were born could influence a person's personality for the rest of their life, right? Pretty amazing science. But the thing is that whatever that energy was that was present on the day at the time that person was born, that energy was in the environment. and somehow it attached itself and shaped the personalities and the faculties and the proclivities and the talents of this person. Well, that energy influence didn't stop when we were born. It just made a dramatic imprint on a part of our spirit. But that energy influence is happening every month, every day. It's moving through cycles every hour. So what he was saying in that quote is that the inner secret of astrology, and this relates to what we're talking about when we talk about Ausar, because Ausar is your true identity, our divine identity. And our divine identity, meaning Ausar, doesn't have any particular energy prejudice to it. It is the neutral point. It is the consciousness that is able to move through the different types of personalities in the same way that you can go to your closet and you can put on a different pair of clothes, set of clothes, depending on where we going today. We going to work, we going to play, we going to the gym, we going to a party, we're going to a very formal event, right? You present yourself in a different form according to the function that you are involved with, right? The function you're going to. So, you know, the inner secret of astrology is knowing that every month, and the lunar cycle is not the only cycle, right? Every month, every year, every 10 years, and so on, depending on your level of sophistication of your practice, your culture, there are energies that are available in the environment for you to harness, like a good sailor knows how to harness the wind by how they set the sail, right? So whatever it is that you need to do, you want to be propelled by the natural forces that are predominant. And that's part of the science of spirituality and how it interacts with astrology. So what we're doing in the Kamitic guided meditation system, we're in the Ausar, the end of the Ausar cycle, and we dedicate this cycle to Ausar because of the compatibility of the energies that you would relate to the zodiacal sign of Aquarius, to some aspects of what we need to work on in dealing with our Ausar. Last month was Sekert or Capricorn. And you say, wait a minute, that's not, we're not talking about the sun sign. We're talking about the predominant energy on the planet and based on moon cycles. And before that, we focused on Tehuti. And next month, starting on the 21st, which, yes, was pointed out, is the autumnal equinox. That's not really relevant to tracking the cycle. We're going by the new moon here in the lunar cycle. We will be moving into the Piscean energy, which in the Kamitic or ancient Egyptian system is the energy foundation of what we call Maat, right? So next Thursday, when we get together, we'll be talking about Maat and the energies that relate to Maat and how you can put yourself in order so that that energetic flow is going to lift you up, is going to improve your character, improve your performance in all the areas of your life, and attract to you the resources that you need, repel or keep you from being in the wrong places at the wrong times, right? Just like a good sailor, I don't know, we're talking about boats tonight, knows how to set the sail, harness the wind, and steer the boat to avoid, getting grounded, right? So that's how we navigate our way. And we go around this circle, as you can see here, based on the lunar cycle. So KGM, or Kamitic guided meditation, is the sharing of a practice that was instituted by Ra'u Neframen many years ago in understanding this inner secret of astrology, where we come together and we nourish that chakra, right? Or that faculty or that netter, right? There's one God, one supreme being, which in ancient Egypt we call, among other things, Nebuchadnezzar, because all you can do is describe, you cannot define. So Nebuchadnezzar means the Lord of all, right? Or the supreme being. One supreme being, but this supreme being has faculties or aspects of itself, divine aspects of itself, and we being made in that divine likeness, we also share in those faculties or those spiritual organs. Some people call them archangels or Orisha and so on, right? So this is what we're doing in KGM, Kamitic guided meditation. Yes, yes, angel. So let me just share this with you for a moment. Figure out how to shrink my person here. Here we go. So again, this is a shout out to those of you that are brand new, those of you that just jumped on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, or maybe you're a part of our free entry level to our Kamitic guided meditation. You're just getting oriented as to what this Kamitic is the word, that's the indigenous term for the ancient Egyptians, right? Which has left us a great spiritual tradition. But how many of you are familiar with this image here, right? Let me get back to my comments. Talk to me now. What is this? Time to work on a Kamitic name. That's right, Carlton. What state are you in? What is this image I have here? Somebody help us out. This is one of the most famous images from ancient Egypt. Yes, the weighing of the heart, right? The Uchao Medu. The Uchao Medu, the weighing of the heart, right? Or the judgment scene. So you have a person or initiate here that's going to the weighing of the heart. Yep, the weighing of the heart. So let's stop for a moment and give thanks to our some of our greatest ancestors. When you think about the final judgment, the concept, the very concept that when you pass out of this world, that you will go. My man said the state of Brooklyn. Okay, I got to get to Brooklyn. When you pass out of this world, that you're going to go through a judgment, right? And when we study the spiritual philosophy, yes, inside the double hall of truth, the hall of Maat, this is not just something that happens when you die. This is actually a ritual system that you learn about in the many books of Ra'u Nefer Amen. But the point I'm making here is that when you pass a proper judgment in the ancient Kamitic sense, then what happens to you? You take your seat as an Ausar, meaning that you have now recovered your essential divine state of being. You have achieved the highest state of being, which is you are a God man, a God woman, right? Meaning that when you say that God makes us in its likeness, and that concept comes again all the way from Kemet, that likeness can't be the human behavior that we see. That likeness can't be the animal desires. That likeness can't be the lawlessness, the greed, the warring on each other. That likeness is beyond the evolutionary stage of the human being. It is the final stage of development for us as beings. So we call that Ausar, right? is one of the ways that we refer to that, or realizing Ausar, or some of you might be familiar with the term self-realization. So the Ausar represents your divine identity and the achievement of your divine identity in the world. So that's why we're together tonight, to talk a little bit more, not to talk a little bit more about that, but to point you to resources so that as you finish up this Ausar cycle, you take Ausar with you, right? You take that practice with you. And the focus this month has been on understanding our divine nature as the key to us being able to unify, because there's only one supreme being. There's only one consciousness that we are all, tiny micro expressions of, just like cells in our body. How many cells are there in your body? There's trillions of cells, right, in your body, but they're all part of one body. They're all part of one identity. And we have the ability to elevate our consciousness back to the Godhead, back to the source, back to our true nature. And it has to do with our identity. And, when you think about it, that's a central point to how we function in the world. It's not what we do, it's who we become in doing what we do. And many of us struggle, all of us go through struggles with our identity, with who we are as a person. The world will tell you that you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too dark, you're too light, you're too much like this, you're too much like that, or judge you according to your 1099 or your W-4 or W-2 or whatever it is, your financial ability, your talent, your flaws. But none of these things are our identity. We are, in essence, divine beings, and we are in the evolutionary stream of unfolding the higher parts of our spirit to become an Ausar, So the work with the Ausar mantra and practice goes far, far beyond what we touched on in this month. And there's a reason for that. The KGM is an introductory piece. It's a central piece where we can come together and focus on one theme and anchor that theme within our spirit as we go through the lunar cycle. But the work goes far beyond that. And it's been written about in the 7 volumes of the Medunitaire system. It is the central theme of becoming a divine being. It is the central theme of Maat, the 11 laws, of God, because those 11 laws describe how an Ausar, or a divine being, functions in the world. So the KGM that you experienced this month is part of a holistic system. The work to become an Ausar, or the work on your, let's put it this way, people talk about personal development. They talk about being the best, bringing the best you. What is the best you? The best you is not a educated and refined human being. The best you is a divine being. And as a divine being, you have access to wisdom, to the word and the voice of God. And you have access to the powers of the Spirit to serve you, to achieve your righteous goals on earth, and to be able to assist other people. So it's not about just personal development, it's about spiritual. So Ausar represents the highest level of spiritual development. And some of you might wonder about the image of Ausar. You've seen it as a mummy, right? A mummification. It's a brilliant metaphor. It's a brilliant way to describe in an image, in a graphic form, without words, what it means to be incorruptible. To be incorruptible. It's a way that our ancestors said to us, you have the capacity to be incorruptible. And as one of our members here pointed out, the declarations of freedom from sin, or the declarations of innocence, or the so-called negative confessions, which was part of the ritual of Ausar, that you must be able to say, not have I allowed my speech to burn with anger, not have I multiplied my words, not have I stirred up strife, not have I given into anger and envy, and so on and so on and so on, many more than 42. So the proof of your divinity is evidenced by your freedom from corruption. So, they dig up mummified bodies that are thousands of years old, and the skin is still on the body. So that's a beautiful metaphor of, because it didn't decay, and decay is associated with the word decadence, right? So how do you metaphorically show in a graphic image someone who is beyond decadence, someone who is beyond corruption? That's what that mummification symbol is all about. So Ausar is our striving and ultimately achieving the highest self, the highest I within us, and manifesting that in the world. It is what it is to be in this world of all of these temptations and challenges, and to not be corrupted by it, meaning not to be of the world, is to become an Ausar. So our course, Maat, the 11 laws of health, wealth, and success, which is much more than a course. It's really a battery of faculty. It gives you the mantras. So again, if you're visiting with us, we approach spiritual work, spiritual cultivation, what you would consider prayer or meditation. We do it through meditation using mantras or hekau, sound waves, energies to stimulate the chakras or the divine faculties within our spirit. So we worked with this mantra for Ausar, which relates to the Ajna chakra, and your work with that mantra can go far beyond the application that you learned this month. In the Maat 11 Laws of Health, Wealth, and Success course, you get all 11 mantras. So you have the mantras and the spiritual work for Amen, for Ausar, for Tehuti, Seker, Maat, Herukahuti, Heru, Heteru, Sebek, Oset, and Geb. You get all of those. And you also get information on the Kamitic meditation script. So what is the Kamitic meditation script? The Kamitic meditation script uses the natural way that we form habits, right? And that happens through a certain pattern of thinking, a certain image of ourselves associated with certain emotional triggers is how we form our habits. So in the Kamitic meditation system, we use affirmation or truisms, right, to connect the proper way of thinking to whatever challenging situations we have in life. And we also use the power of creative visualization and the manifestation principles of connecting our habits, our behavioral habits, to the goals that we need to achieve, to the problems that we need to solve, because there's a natural connection for those things, right? So the Kamitic meditation script brings these elements together in your meditation, and that's what you learn how to construct in this course. Okay, that's what we get in a guided meditation in KGM, in the KGM process. So let's just jump out of this for 1 second. We'll come back to that. Again, I definitely do not want to neglect those of you that are brand new. This is our landing page for our portal. It's the meditation portal, and we call it KGM, or Kamitic Guided Meditation. And as a member of KGM, every month you participate in a group guided meditation So this month was Ausar. So we had session 1. Right, so that is Ra'u Nefer Amen, the very author of the Medunitaire system and a meditation instructor with over 50 years of experience. So he gives us a lecture to give us the understanding of that particular faculty that is predominant that month. And that's session 1. And here's some notes, some things to take away, some assignments, some journaling work, some contemplation for you to focus on, and also some indications of other resources that we have available, like the books. He has the 7-volume set. And then there is the mantra itself. And we coordinate the mantra with a breathing pattern. And then in session 2, we have a group guided meditation that we experience together. You see here, so here the as is done in traditional initiations, the guru, the sage, the priest, the priestess is guiding us, is giving us the affirmations himself or herself. So that's what's happened here. And here's some of the things that we affirmed, just some highlights for you to take with you. We're meeting tonight because I don't want you to lose this. I don't want you to miss this. You got to take this forward. When we go into Maat and Tehuti and Heteru, you want to have incorporated this into your, your mindset. Assert and affirm. Thank you, God, for making me a divine being, able to respond with peace and enjoy it in the midst of the greatest difficulties. Thank you, God, you've made me free of suffering by giving me control and power over my emotions. The only emotion of a divine being, that's an Ausar, right, is peace and its enjoyment. So you want to take that with you. You want to memorize that. You want to burn that into your mind, right? You want to make new neural connections in the language of today, so that whenever you're faced with great difficulties, you remember automatically that you have the choice not to suffer by the loss, not to suffer by the opposition, not to suffer by whatever it is that you're going through, because you have control over and power over your emotions. Now, that's a simple thing to say. That doesn't mean, of course, that you can just on the spot without preparation just manifest this state of peace, right? You have to rehearse. You have to practice it. You got to work on it. You got to cultivate it. You got to be consistent with it. 21 days in a row of meditation, reciting the truisms, affirmations, and so on, right? And then making the effort to live it again and again and again and again. But yes, we do have the power and control over our emotions. That is a gift from God, that with cultivation. And that's true, right? Because if your house was on fire and somebody had to run in there at the risk of maybe losing their life, right? Had to run in there and deal with, or anybody's house, and deal with, death that's taking place and so on. And if they were in a state of shock and fear and couldn't function, what would you say? You'd say, wait a minute, where was the training? You would expect that somebody that is in that profession, if somebody had to operate, I'll never forget the first time I was in an emergency room as a child, and somebody came in with a gunshot wound, and they didn't have time to pull the curtain back, and they cut this person open, and if you say, well, that surgeon was queasy, or they weren't up to it that day, you'd be like, no. So we understand that there is a capacity to train ourselves, to cultivate ourselves, to deal with situations that you might think of as traumatic, stressful, difficult, annoying, whatever, and to respond in a professional way, right? Well, that's the essence of spirituality, that you have control and power over your emotions, and that's what it is to be an Ausar. So we worked on that this month. Let me check in with you. Yes, that truism is in the portal. You got to keep your eye on it. We're always updating. And I've also added that truism to the Ausar module. It's powerful, right? Let's see, where are we? Did I get lost? Make sure you are with me here. Yes. All right, so that's what's in there. Let's go back in the current cycle. So you got your truism, and then we had that final meditation, which was powerful, and testimonials, powerful testimonials. So that's what KGM is. And as you look, we've done this now for several cycles, going back to the Heteru cycle, right? The Tehuti cycle. So these were monthly meditations that we did, and you have that resource now in your KGM library. What you don't have is this, and that is how to build your own meditation script, right? So why would you need that? Because the affirmations, the seeding that we received, as powerful as that is, it doesn't cover all situations. And I mean, it does. It's very broad, but you need to be more specific in developing your meditation practice. So that's what the Maat 11 Laws is all about. And that course was put together by Ratwan Nephra Men to help you get to the point where you can put your own affirmations together. So let's take a look at the workbook in the Maat 11 Laws course. This comes with the course. So there's a course workbook. You have a course workbook with your KGM as well, but this one goes a little deeper into the factors that make up behavioral change and the Kamitic meditation script, and how each of these. Okay, David, you're a little confused. As we end the Maat cycle, we'll be doing the meditation associated with that time. Yes, we will also need to be doing meditations from the previous Ausar cycle. So that's exactly my point, right? Is that they're powerful things for you to do in the Maat cycle, right? And there's regular meditations you may be doing with Maat, but you also would want to, especially when it comes to Ausar, make sure that you are reinforcing the work with the Ausar faculty, right? Maybe that's once a week. Maybe that's every Sunday morning for you. Maybe that's twice a week. But your meditation practice, once you learn how to get past that monkey mind, as we've shown you, how to go into the meditation state at will, you can do a 15, 20-minute meditation to reinforce this Ausar faculty, as at the same time you are devoting the month to Maat. So yeah, it's a little advanced. I'm glad you brought that up, David, because that's actually the reason we're having this session for today. Okay, and Devin, you'll see the calendar. Actually, Maat cycle starts on the 21st. That's in a few days. The Ausar cycle is ending, but the Ausar work never ends. That's the point of what we're talking about. All right, so what's in this book is the meditation scripting process. So it explains to you how to put together your meditation script. What are the elements of that? It's not difficult. It's not complicated. It's very straightforward, right? It gives you examples of a meditation script. And then it gives you an assignment to identify the triggers, right? The trigger situations, right? We'll say that, you have a stress response. Stress is not inherent to a situation, but certain situations trigger a stress response. So you want to now associate that stress response, not the stress, you want to associate what triggers the stress response with the divine response, with a God response. And that has to do with a certain way of thinking. That's your affirmations. A certain image of yourself functioning. That's your visualizations. So you're taking the powerful elements of affirmation and creative visualization, combining them in the meditation state to alter the behavior. That's essentially what the meditation script is empowering you to do. So you list out your triggers. It gives you the process of how to utilize the script, a little flow chart in there, which I showed you. And then each of the faculties of the spirit, in this case, we have Amen, has a series of affirmations that you can choose from. And then there's also a blank page, because once you get the hang of it and the understanding of these affirmations and follow the instructions, you can start to tailor your affirmation more to your situation and your personality, so to speak. Think certain things that you might say would really move you powerfully. So these are the Ausar affirmations, Tehuti affirmations, Seker affirmations, Erikahuti, Maat, and so forth, right? So you have all 11 faculties. You have what you need in order to put together your meditation script. Okay. Now you can either get the Ausar module by itself. Why would you want to do that? Let's say this work really resonated with you. You know that you have to spend a lot more time and energy on Ausar, then you would get the Ausar module. And this is delivered on our Kamitic stream. It's a mobile app platform, right? Some of you are already familiar with that. So this is what the Ausar module looks like. It has the, can you see that online? Okay, and Kimberly raises a great point. She says, I have an Ausar yearly reading, so I'm on it every day. So that's another aspect of the system, right? The Medunitaire oracles that we have will point out and which faculties are in charge of the different areas of your life. So in Kimberly's case, she has an Ausar reading, so it's very important for her. And that's a yearly reading, meaning that, this is a year where the Ausar work is very paramount in the things that she will be confronting this year. So it's very important that she doesn't just stop at just listening to the Ausar track that we did in KGM, which is excellent, but she needs to go deeper and develop probably several scripts of her own to address different situations, right? Let's say she has a relationship issue and she has a career issue, to try to put all of that into one meditation with the seeding on the KGM is just not going to be as effective as her developing separate scripts that she will work on alternating as she goes throughout the days of the week. Okay. So yes, that's a very good point, Kimberly. So yeah, I was saying that it's probably hard for you to see that. but there's about 7 modules in there. It gives you the instructions on the meditation script, how to put it together. It gives you the background information on the Ausar faculty. It gives you a guided meditation track. And on that meditation track, you just have guidance as far as, focus on the breathing. And now is the time to, go through your meditation script, that type of thing. It's not giving you all of the affirmations. The affirmations are in the course for you to develop yourself. So that's what you have. So we wanted to offer you each module is $25, right? To buy the module itself. It's a one-time payment. And then you have that mantra, you have those instructions and all that. And if you want to get all 11 modules, the whole course is $149. But we are offering it to you all today and to our subscribers for $95. So for $95, you get all 11 mantras. You get this this workbook with all of your meditation scripting piece here, your tracker to track your progress, right? Complete way to take what you're learning in KGM and now enhance the KGM experience with personal meditations that you're doing with your own meditation script. So for those of you, yes, Goyo, we are out of Medunatier cards. We are reordering, and we had to go to a different manufacturer. So we are probably 60 days away from that, from being able to have that. So if you are interested in getting the Maat course at a discount tonight or in the next few days, you can use this address here. StreamYard doesn't give us clickable links. So this is a bit.ly address, right? It's just bit.ly, and then put in Maat course discount, and then you will automatically get the whole course for $95 instead of $140. So you save $50. If you just want the Ausar module for $25, then you can use this address here, bit.ly/Ausar module. And what we'll do for those of you that are in the course, we're going to be having some cohort sessions where we come together, make sure that you have the support that you need to write your meditation scripts and so on. And this is very important because as we move towards the winter solstice and the winter solstice season, the internalizing season, a lot of the work that's more on an annual cycle, on a solar cycle, is dedicated to the cultivation of Ausar, the same mantra, the same principle that we are working on, which is universal. So these are things that you might want. So the Ausar module right there, you can get that, and you will get a invitation to join Kamitic Stream if you're not already on there. And now you'll have your, your angelic power on your phone. Anywhere you go, you can hit a button and you can go right into the course. You can go into your guided meditation and have that support. If you want to get the whole course, you can go to Maat course discount, bit.ly/Maat course discount. Okay, and Inez, you said, what link do I use to get the $25 a month course? So the $25 a month is to be a full member in KGM or Kamitic Guided Meditation. And the link for that is tiny URL /meditation portal. Meditation portal. Here it is. There's the link for that. Okay, so anybody else? Let's see here. I'm a member and I need help getting into my portal. Okay. So I'll put an email address up so you're already a member. Okay. I'll put an email address up for you. You can shoot me an email and we can make sure you get in there. And we have, is the Maat course written, recorded, or both? So the Maat course is, it's on a mobile platform. It's on your phone. You can go into the course. I don't know if you can see that. You go to Kamitic stream right there. All right. And you go into the course and all the course modules are right there. And if you get the full course, you can hit the view the course workbook and hit the little paperclip icon. And there's your workbook. So your workbook is right there. This is a PDF. So you can actually download that and edit it, or you can print it out if you want. It's about 50 some odd pages. Right. Illustrations of the breathing technique and so on. All of that's in the Maat course. Don't apologize, Lydia. That's why we're here. We're here to add. This is a Q&A. This is a, this is just a session to help everyone to understand the total system. So you said, it's already mentioned, is the Ausar cycle included with the Maat course or is it separate? So the Ausar cycle is what we did together in Kamitic guided meditation. So Kamitic guided meditation, let me just rewind this for you because you're not the only one that might be a little, I don't even want to say confused because it is a little complex. We have a monthly cycle and we're addressing that through Kamitic guided meditation where Ra'u Neframen is seating us, is giving us instruction, is answering questions and helping us as we go through the various months or lunar cycles of the year. So we are at the tail end of the Ausar cycle right now. We are here and we are moving on into Maat, and then there will be Herokahuti, the Aries aspect of that, and then we will go into the Taurian aspect, which we'll deal with through Heteru, and so on as we progress around the circle. So with the KGM membership, you're part of the family. We do these meditations together. We're going through this experience together month by month, according to the energy of the month, right? The Maat 11 Laws course is your toolbox, your toolkit, because you might find, for example, that the Herokahuti aspect that we dealt with in Herokahuti cycle was critical for your person, right? You might be in a situation, an ongoing situation, dealing with issues of injustices and having to deal with transgressors and so on. Or you might be in a situation, not you personally, but a person might have certain addictions that they just need to break with. And this Herokahuti really speaks to that. Or you might be a person that has gotten a spiritual reading and know that through that reading that you need to work with Herokahuti. So what are you doing while we're in the Ausar cycle, the Maat cycle? You're still enhancing your understanding and your work with the Herokahuti aspect of God, but you need the toolkit to be able to have the Herokahuti affirmations and instructions and mantras, on demand so that you can, work your Herokahuti meditations. So hopefully that makes it clearer. So the Ausar cycle is we're ending it now. It'll still be there as a resource of the Kamitic guided meditation monthly program. And the Ausar work is like all of it. It's every day. It's ongoing. So that's where the Maat 11 Laws module will help you to work with. It's a poo from South Africa, right on. The course is on sale right now to, we're in the process of rolling out our full platform. Once we do that, then we won't be selling it at a discount, but you have a little time, so don't worry about it. If we have previously purchased the Maat course, will we gain access to the recordings, or do we still need to purchase them? No, if you purchase the Maat course, then you have everything you need. That's just a one-time thing, so you're good. Will this be available as a recording? Are you speaking of what we're talking about tonight? Tonight, yeah, we could put the recording up. And Bert, the Oracle cards will be available for international subscribers. Yes, once we get this new shipment manufactured. So again, give us about 60 days. I'm trying to overestimate, and probably will be sooner than that. I purchased the courses via Soundwise and Maat book. I set up an affiliate site. How is the Maat course different? There's no difference. If you have the Maat course, now that's not the book. The book is called Maat, the 11 Laws of God. It is currently being re-edited, and we will have the new edition of the Maat 11 Laws of God book out in the next month. The Maat 11 Laws book on audio is available on our mobile stream, which is Soundwise. It's also called Kamitic stream. So that is gifted to you. That Maat 11 Laws audio book is gifted to you when you purchase the Maat course. So I didn't mention that, but any of you who buy the Maat 11 Laws course, the $95 discounted course, you will still get the Maat 11 Laws of God audiobook on your Kamitic stream, as well as the Zazen breathing module. So you'll get that whole wonderful bundle together. If you already have all that, then you're good. Inez, I'm going to take care of you. I haven't forgot you. I'm going to give you the email address. In fact, let me put it up here right now. Here you go. We'll straighten you out tonight. Send me your email address, and I will go in and see what's going on and get back with you. Price of the Maat course, the whole Maat course is $149. You can get it for $95 right now. It's a special offer. And Maat is a long chant. How do we sync all of this breathing and pronounce each word? Great question. So the other aspect of what we have on our Kamitic stream, which I was showing you on the phone, is we do have an area where you can make comments, you can ask questions, just like you do here. But that would be specific to that particular module. So we had a person the other day, I can't recall where it was, but he was having problems with the diaphragmatic breathing. So we were able to give him some guidance on that. Hopefully that helped him along. So yeah, if you have any question on that, Devin, just put your comment in the course itself, in the comments section, and give us some time. We will address that. Okay, Bopelo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, on our YouTube with Nomalanga. Welcome. Okay, Theta, I'm glad you got it. And I didn't want you to put your email address for everybody, but hey, maybe, you know. Tiffany, I have all that except the audiobook, my 11 Laws book. Okay. Yes, so we might have missed you on that, Tiffany. So I want you to also email me at this address that you see right here, so we can get that to you tonight. And on YouTube, Kevin says, concerning KGM membership payments, do I have to set up auto pay on my end, or do you send out monthly reminders for the next 30 days and so on? Now, all you have to do is sign up, and it automatically bills you. It does do 3 attempts, on your card to make, before before your access is restricted, and you can cancel it at any time. So yes, sign up and it will be taken care of that way. Would you please speak on the course called the Lower 7 Faculties? So those, yeah, I think that was a typo. It should be the 4 powers of the mind and lower mind and psyche. But all of that is included in the Maat 11 Laws course. So it's divided into 3 sections, right? The 4 powers of the divine spirit, and then the 3 of the higher mind and the 4 of the lower mind. Okay, so Soundwise is the platform. Originally, we have now white labeled it Kamitic Stream. So you can look up Kamitic Stream. All right. So any other questions about what we are talking about tonight? What we're talking about is how to continue the work, because Ausar is the center of our identity, of our spiritual work. We just wanted to make sure you all had that. All right, great. I have one other announcement for you all. How many of you all are interested in having attending an in-person event? How many of you are interested in getting together in person? Let's see here. See if I can get, it's turned sideways. Depends on the country, right? Yeah, we're working on some in-person events. This 2026 is going to be powerful. We'll see how quickly we can move forward on it, but we definitely going to have some in-person meetups and events, so that we can mingle, we can meet, we can meditate together, we can combine our forces and energies. There's nothing like being in person. Let me see if I can find this announcement. We're having a special event in October. It's going to be in Pennsylvania. Bear with me, guys and ladies. See if I can find it. Keeps coming up sideways. Yeah, that's not great. So give me a second. Let me fix that. So it's going to be October 18th and 19th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is our annual Kamitic Fest program. I'm going to put up a flyer here in a minute. Let's see if we can get it up here. It's going to be an event that features powerful lectures, workshops, meditation, and entertainment. And I cannot seem to get it going here. So Okay, May, I see you. Yeah, so it's going to be on October 18th and 19th. It's going to feature powerful presentation by Dr. Ausar Cycle. Dr. Tony Browder is going to be with us. Ra'u Neframan. Yes, it's the event with Anthony Browder. You heard about it. Great. Ra'u Neframan is going to be with us. And we're also going to have some powerful musicians and some group meditations. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day, couple of days. So as we go out here, I will get this flyer together and put it up for you. But you're on our email list. You're on our YouTube channel. Keep an eye out, and you will see the program. Yeah, I'm having that Sebek moment here. Okay, let's try this. Any other questions before we close? I appreciate you all being here tonight. So let's see. All right, yes. Upcoming events in Florida. Yes, it's going to be in November. We will be on tour in November. And not sure what you're referring to, David, but again, let me put that email address up for you. Reach out to us, and we will get you straight. Okay. Let us see if I can get this announcement up for you. Not working. All right, so you'll get an email. I don't want to put that up sideways, but it's October 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday. Ra'u Neframan, Ausar Cycle, Anthony Browder, and myself will be there, and we'll have a slew of workshops and great activities around that. So I want to thank all of you all for being here. And so is there going to be a tour next year? The tours are going to be ongoing from November. Thank you, Kimberly. And I paid for a month of meditation. Can I switch it to Maat Cycle? Send me an email, Adwa, so I can look up your account. Thank you, Brother Nodal. And Sharice, thank you for the good vibes. Peace and blessings. Everyone have a great night.
celebrate our life. Do you know what it is to be an embodied God? Come on, celebrate with us today. Get out that seat, move your body. We love you. Be a soul clap.
How am I living? Am I the God I'm supposed to be?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
How do I function? Whatever challenges me, I keep my center, wear my crown, but still heart keeps life going round.
I'll reach out my hand, never hesitate to be a friend. I am always forgiving, no complaining and no fear. Incorruptible, indestructible. I am all set. I knew, all set.
No anger, no emotion, no selfishness.
I live to give, so that all of life is blessed.
I plant a grain of corn for the child I know will be born. Yet
Of ancestors, King of Kings, I rule the earth. I was sliced
into 14 pieces. 14 pieces.
Love must fill every cup of my rebirth. I'm always forgiving, no complaining, and no fear.
Incorruptible, indestructible. I am all set. I knew, all set. I'm impartial to anyone thing. I knew, all set. I harmonize my every being.
No anger, no emotion, no selfishness.
I live to give, so that all of life is blessed.
The only thing
That separates the whole from the parts is emotion and conditionings that move a centered heart.
I sacrifice anger and selfishness and conditionings right now and here. A new minute and knocking minds. Everybody to all say, all say.
So that if you know that you're a divine being having a human experience, say it, who go say it. You know that you are the vehicle through which God expresses himself. Say it, who go say it. Celebrate your life and say it, who go say it.
And look, oh say.
yeah.